Alright, so what is good, y'all? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. Okay, so I don't usually do this, but there are two extra things that I need to get to before I get to the extra things before we get into the video. I will put timestamps, but I feel like this should be noted. Number one, yes, I am now fully aware that the original intro that I used for most of my videos is kinda lengthy. My friend worked very hard on the animation for that intro for me, and I appreciate it a lot, so I love that intro and how it came out. So obviously, I wanted to use it for every video. I did not think that for a week straight, I would be making much shorter videos in such a short time span. Therefore, I get it, a very long intro like that one is kind of unnecessary. So, I will save the long intro for the longer, more necessary videos. I feel like this one is necessary, however, I also feel that it's going to be shorter, so in turn, I most likely will not use the extremely long intro. Okay, I understand, trust me, I am listening. In a similar vein, yes, I am now completely fully aware that Turtonator is actually a fire dragon type. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned that Reshiram was the only fire dragon type that I knew of. I was not completely aware of Turtonator only because I have never actually used one, so it didn't really stick with me because I don't really care for its design much, and I haven't seen it in a couple games, so sue me. I got it wrong. Anyhow, sorry about that little off-topic thing. I just wanted to get that out there before continuing with the rest of this week because I'm not going to bring it up again. So hopefully everybody that sees this video that thinks that I ignored them or something like that, I promise I saw you. I now know those two things. We're good now. We good now? We're good now. Alright. Moving along here, at this point in time, Generation 9 was announced a week ago now, and we have gotten pretty much no information on it since. However, there's still a lot I want to talk about before getting back to other stuff, one of the bigger projects being the review. And that's just my thing. I felt like these games got announced so soon that I had a lot of mixed feelings about the initial reveal. Now, of course, there was a small part of me that figured that it was kind of inevitable for Pokemon Company to do something like this because there was no way that they just couldn't have a holiday release. There's just no way that they would skip out on that. And so because of that, here we are with this trailer. And so here we are with my goods and bads regarding the initial reveal. Now, obviously this was a video that was supposed to come out last week, however, I kind of spiraled and dived into a bunch of different little topics that I felt couldn't really wait, so that's why this one is kind of late. However, better late than never, and by doing it here, I can actually get this out of the way, have a video done ready for you guys so that I can focus on a couple of other things that I really wanted to talk about regarding Pokemon Legends as well as Generation 9. So why don't we kick back, chillax, and talk about some of my goods and my bads regarding the initial reveal of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. You already know me, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the positives. The first of which being, at a glance, this game seems to run on the exact same engine as Pokemon Legends. Given the positive feedback that a majority of us have already given Pokemon Legends, there's no way in hell that this could be a bad thing. With this style, they have the freedom to be more expressive when it comes to the characters and the overall general art style. Not to say that Legends is the best looking game or anything like that, far from it. Actually, it's kind of the opposite. However, they have the opportunity to do so throughout this entire year to really take the time and put some crucial details where necessary to make this game look really good. In one of the cutscenes that I can only assume is probably one of the early or opening cutscenes, we could see somebody's laundry or towels or something like that kind of flapping in the wind, and that's already an amazing start because in comparison, everything in Pokemon Legends was mostly stiff. That right there is a fire start. And that pretty much leads me directly into my next point. Quality-wise, it already has a huge lead over Legends. Now in this case in particular, I'm not exactly talking about the final product, I'm actually talking about the first showcase that we ever had for Pokemon Legends. In comparison, the textures already look better, the overworld already has a lot more in it, and the frame rate doesn't appear to be struggling nearly as much. Take somebody who's never played Pokemon before, show them both of those trailers at the exact same time, and they can easily tell right from the get-go which one is the better looking one. So when you really think back on it, if Pokemon Legends looked like that early on and plays like it does today, then I can only imagine what this extra year can do for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now next along here is pretty obvious, but Honestly, I'm very much looking forward to a new cast of Pokemon. Now, personally, I've heard little rumors here and there about what we may get, what we may not get, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Point is, I don't care what we get. There's gonna be stuff to look forward to, even if it's ugly. Personally, I think that all the starters for this generation look pretty good. They took some time to grow on me, but they look pretty decent. And even if their final evos aren't the most beautiful thing of all time, I know that at least one of them will look less ugly than the others, you know? But besides just the starters, imagine all these Spaniard-esque designs that we're probably gonna get for this generation. Also, because of the last two generations of Pokemon, we've kind of started to expect regional variants. And regional variants honestly are never a bad thing to me, because that means that a potential Pokemon from previous generations that got pretty much no love like it should have, getting another chance in the limelight. The Zigzagoon line straight up got fixed for me because of its new typing and its final evolution, Obstagoon. Obstagoon is now one of my top 15 favorite Pokemon. So you get what I'm getting at. We're probably getting new Pokemon as well as returning Pokemon that we haven't seen probably for a couple of games now, and most likely some new regional variants. That is a lot to look forward to Pokemon wise. Right after that, based on the screenshots that we got, it looks like overworld battles are making an immediate comeback right after Pokemon Legends. Easily one of the best things about Pokemon Legends was the fact that we got to battle and catch Pokemon right where they were in the overworld. If that Pokemon was standing in a certain place in the overworld when you first ran into it, if you hit it with a Pokeball, that's where you're fighting it. Generally speaking, it's a lot more realistic and it wastes a hell of a lot less time on developing an entirely new engine to switch to for battling or switching to an entirely different arena. It's just so unnecessary for all that. It also means that, most likely, just like Legends, things will progress a lot quicker and a lot smoother in general, making the game a lot faster and a lot more fun than previous Pokemon games. Love that. Love that. Next order of business, we're in a modern age. We have a big open world to explore that's open world, but also has trainers and Pokemon centers. Now I know, we have not been without these things for very long whatsoever. We just had it in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and before that we had just had it in Pokemon Sword and Shield. However, it's refreshing to see it in a game with an engine that brings something new to the table. It's gonna be so interesting to see how they utilize things that we've known for so long in a new way. When you think back to Pokemon Legends, we almost never encountered trainers naturally. They had to fight us after a cutscene of long dialogue or something like that. That's pretty unnatural for Pokemon. However, Legends, to be fair, was focused on the wild aspect. This game is going to probably be the complete opposite. Also, absolutely nothing against the camps and stuff like that in Pokemon Legends. They were very good, they were very useful, and it was nice to have them set up to fly to when necessary. However, it is going to be refreshing to have Pokemon centers and to have everything back in one big conglomerate area to have access to. Everything you want to buy, maybe they'll allow us to sleep in Pokemon centers now if need be, things like that. It's nice to have access to everything in one collective area. Again, Legends didn't do it bad, and we did have access to all of those things at the camp, but it's just gonna look a little bit nicer this time around, or at least I have to assume so. I've always liked the vibe of Pokemon centers. Now, the last big thing that I'm extremely excited about is simply the fact that we get to have potential for real online battles again. We have been stuck with official competitive battle styles with Pokemon Sword and Shield for a very long time now. Or, at least long in terms of Pokemon standards, I guess. We know for a fact that competitive is probably going to come back strong, considering the fact that we know for a fact that the starters of this generation have abilities. We did not have abilities in Legends. And while we did have online battling in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, it sucked because the rules were extremely tight. Extremely tight. Not fun. So hopefully with this, we're getting a nice little return to form, maybe with some new aspects. We'll have to see what this possible new gimmick brings us. We'll see how things play out. So we've talked about my positives, why don't we go ahead and run into my negatives next. The first of my few gripes stems from the fact that it looks like we have pretty big cities on our hands now. And see, that in of itself is not my actual problem. My problem with that is how it's gonna affect the overworld and the routes. Now granted, this worry may be a little on the unnecessary side given the fact that we've already seen pretty big expansive overworlds and stuff like that, but I don't know, I have the gut feeling that there's going to be some sacrifice to make room and accommodate for these big ass cities that we're about to get, but I guess we'll have to see how that plays out. My next worry is something that we briefly talked about in the previous video. Now, I already read this very specific quote in the previous video, but just in case of newcomers and maybe people that may have missed it, I'll go ahead and just read it again real quick. On their website, the text reads as follows. You'll be able to experience the true joy of the Pokemon series, battling against wild Pokemon in order to catch them, now in an open world game that many players of any age can enjoy. Based on the way that text reads, it seems that we first have to battle the Pokemon in the wild before we can throw a Pokeball. Why we would ever go back to that mechanic is completely beyond me, especially given the fact that the current mechanic that we had in Pokemon Legends was received so well, so widely. Being able to sneak around Pokemon, trick them with berries into turning around, and hitting them with Pokeballs and catching them was one of the prides and joys of Pokemon Legends. Why we would take a huge step back from that to go back to a mechanic that's been stale for so long is crazy to me. What really concerns me is that last line there, where they stated it's a game that players of any age can enjoy. It's almost like they looked at Pokemon Legends, watched a couple of us struggle and complain a little bit, and they were like, no, this is way too hard. We need the kids to be able to get into this, so let's completely remove that mechanic and go back to what we know. They shouldn't have to worry about getting hurt and things like that. They should just fight the Pokemon, and maybe if they want to catch them, just throw the Pokeball while in battle. What? First off, in Pokemon Legends, we didn't have to catch the Pokemon outside of battle. If we wanted to catch them inside of battle, we were able to do so. So why not just leave it as was? We could battle them or just catch them outside of battle. It was a perfect balance. Just leave it like that. Also, what is it with you guys and always thinking that having some sort of challenge in Pokemon games is a bad thing? Challenge is what makes games fun sometimes. You realize that, right? Why does it feel like the moment that there's a little bit of challenge, something that's just a little bit teensy-weensy on the harder side, and we voice that, you guys get concerned and immediately make it easy as hell? Guys, no. Come on. Either way, we have talked about this twice now. Gist of it is, please do not take away that feature if you're planning on it, because if you are, man, that sucks. Moving along here, the next big thing is, there is still a tidbit of a frame rate issue. Y'all have a whole last year to fix this, so I really hope that you guys get on that, because even in Pokemon Legends, while we did have the initial frame rates fixed, there was still some very weird decisions at the end there, like having Pokemon that are really far away moving 5 frames per second. That is not the wave. Let's not have that again. Come on guys, you can do it. My next small gripe is, the starting outfits look lame as hell. I do not give a flying crap that we are school students if that's even the case. They do not need to be this dripless. There's no way that I'm sitting here thinking that my own personal middle school uniforms looked better than this. There's just no way, guys. Come on. Come on. Now, I'm not saying that there had to be Persona levels of uniform status, but there had to be something better than this, but whatever. I'm just praying to the gods that that customization is fire this time around, because if it ain't, we gonna have some struggles. And now for my final gripe, the fact that the trailer did not show almost any of the potential mechanics that we're gonna have in this game. Now what's concerning about that is we really want to know this time around, specifically because we just got off of the lowest low with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and the highest high with Pokemon Legends Arceus. In reality, we have absolutely no idea if this game is actually going to follow the formula of Pokemon Legends Arceus. It could very well go back to basic traditional style like we had with Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, or even Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yeah, sure, it may utilize the same engine and be Legends Arceus-esque, but we can't say that for sure until we've actually seen the trainer in action. We have not seen one battle. So whatever the case may be, I think you get the gist of it by now. While we would prefer to go back to Pokemon Legends style of Pokemon, it's not impossible for them to go too far back, which I will reiterate again and again until I am blue in the face, would suck like hell. But whatever, we have probably about another 5 to 6 months of darkness before we're either excited out of our minds or punching the wall out of pure rage. But we'll see what happens. So that just about wraps up all of my personal goods and bads based on the one trailer that we've gotten for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I say one like that because it's still very early. We've only had the knowledge that these games even exist with a very bare minimum information for about a week now. I just wanted to get some of my gripes out now because I'm sure that they'll shadow drop some random information that will completely destroy an entire video of mine like they always do. So I'm just getting this out early. If I'm wrong about a lot of these things, cool, whatever. But if I was right about some of my gripes, then there you go. I guess I was right to be worried, but we'll see how things play out when we get our information probably right before or sometime after E3, because they are kind of weird with Pokemon at E3 now that I've noticed, but whatever. Anyhow, the last thing I feel I should mention is at some point during the week, I will most likely put out some kind of community tab asking you guys for your opinion on something. I'm not sure what it is just yet, but by the time of this video, I've most likely put that community tab out, so make sure you pay attention to it. But other than that, I guess it's safe to go ahead and let you guys go. So you could take the mic on home and, I'm gonna put it in this goodie bag here and I'm gonna hand it over to you. So you can take it out right now and you could probably tell me, what is your opinions on the goods and the bad so far of this reveal? Did you like the reveal? Did you hate the reveal? Are there things that you're excited about, things that you're scared about? Tell me everything in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always down there with you guys. Never doubt that. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle on out of here. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this. And with that, I'm gonna get the hell up out. Thanks again, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor, taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time.